all about how you started the SEMA Show. So I told him the whole story about how I traveled all over the country and sold booths in the show, observed the Disneyland Hotel, all that kind of stuff. So he leaves. So I said, well, are you going to buy my magazine? He says, no, we don't want to compete with Peterson. But the next thing he did, he and a couple other guys that were in the hard parts business sent out a questionnaire asking people in the industry if they were happy with the AAMA show. Did they like the number of days? Did they like the location? Did they like shifting it back and forth from Chicago to New York? All this kind of stuff. Well, it was a foregone conclusion that no matter what the survey said, they were going to start a competing show to AAMA. So they started APAA and blew the Ehrlichman brothers out.
Wow.
So I can't say that I'm responsible. He did ask me a lot of questions, but he obviously had this up his sleeve long before that. So Peter Ball was responsible for booting out the Ehrlichman brothers.
Noel, what was that name again?
Peter Ball.
Beat like it sounds?
Automotive retailer was
He
the
was.
magazine.
He had Home and Auto Retailer.
Home and
Thank
auto
you.
retailer.
And the Ehrlichman brothers had their show. They were reps, they were hard parts reps.
You had the better, most up-to-date mailing list in the whole industry.
Well, they worked hard to get that.
You and your wife and someone else?
Her mother and sister.
Oh yeah,
Well,
went to
plus,
the
I went
downtown
through-
LA
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
telephone company.
We took out,
Yeah.
what was
Open up all the yellow page books.
Right.
the
every
one
of
that
them.
said speed, what was the category we were
Speeding.
looking at? Speed?
No, sports car and racing equipment.
Yeah, that's right.
Only one heading in the
We
yellow
couldn't-
pages.
And
Get over
that was a
check
lot
the
better
books
than Dean
out.
Moon's list too.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Dean Moon was funny. Earlier, I had an ad agency first, and I had Mickey Thompson, Isky Cams, Mondello, Milodon, B&M, had about a dozen companies. And Joe Mondello called me one day in about 1963, said he wanted to do a mailing to all the speed shops in the country. Is there a mailing list available? So I made a bunch of phone calls, and someone told me to call Dean Moon. So I called Moon. Keep in mind, this is 1963. I said, I understand you have a mailing list for rent. He said, yep. I said, well, how big is it and how much is it? He said, well, it's a few thousand. I haven't got an exact count for you, but it's $2,000.
Yeah.
$2,000 to rent the list, and you don't get to see it.
Oh yeah, he'll mail them. He'll stamp them and mail them for you.
Just bring your
$2,000 was like $20,000 today. I mean, it was a lot of money in 1963. So I called Mondello and I told him, and he said, screw that. So I asked Dean, well, how does this work? He said, well, you bring me all of his mailers and money for postage and all that, and I take care of the mailing. You don't get to see the list. If he gets any response from people, then those names he'll get anyway. But as far as the overall list, no, it's a very private list. It's very valuable. I'm not giving it out to you or anybody else. Okay, so Mondello said, well, what else can we do? I don't know. So there wasn't any other list available. There were no directories or anything. So Kathleen, in her ambitious mood, said, why don't we start a directory? Looks like there may be a need for it. What do you mean, like yellow pages? Holy cow, that's a lot of work. She said, well, if you can sell ads in it, you probably can, because it'll be a big need for it. My mother and I will put the book together. I go, oh my God. Okay. So first we went through all the old magazines, Hot Rod, Carcraft, Rod and Custom, all those magazines. Took out all the names of the advertisers and the new product release people and all that stuff. Then I went to Mickey Thompson, B&M, Engel, all those people, got their dealer lists. Put them all together, and we still only had a few hundred names. But then I heard about the Yellow Page Library. So,
These are people that pay to put their ad in there. Yeah.
Right.
well, no, listings are free. One listing in the Yellow Pages. So they go through the Yellow Page Library books, and it took them a week, 8 hours a day, Monday through Friday, all day long, copying. There was no computers. Copying the names down on 3x5 cards. Ended up with, between that and the names we already had, just under 5,000 names. Much bigger than Moon's list. So meanwhile, I sold ads in it, And it was funny because I did a pitch on it to people, and they'd never heard of me, but they knew my clients. So I took face shots of the Spar Brothers and Engel and Mickey Thompson, put them in the gutter of the letter with a little saying like, this book's going to be the best thing to ever happen in this industry. All this kind of stuff. And we sent out this letter, and we were offering free listings, one listing per company in each alphabetic, geographic, and product section. Extra listings were $2, and then I was able to sell ads because they knew my clients, and they figured if they trust Noel, we'll trust them too. So we got ad contracts like crazy. So meanwhile, we got all this stuff ready to mail, and we're sitting in my living room stuffing these envelopes, and it was 1963, and the television was going in the background. All of a sudden I heard, the president has been shot. I go, holy shit. So we stopped stuffing envelopes, we run over to the TV set, and they were talking about Kennedy being shot. So I said, well, we can kiss off this mailing. Nobody's going to answer this thing now. The whole country came to a standstill. People were boarding up their windows, locking their doors, staying home from work, and cowering. They thought there were going to be Russians parachuting into towns and tanks rolling in. They were scared. So we sat there and thought, oh man. So Kathleen says, you know what, we got 5,000 mailings ready to go. What good's it going to do us in our living room? We've already prepaid the postage. Let's just mail it.
Anyway.
Yeah. So we took it to the post office and mailed these 5,000 order blank things, ad contracts.
We had an order blank with that was like fine type, and it had like pistons, rods, all these things for people to check off.
Rocker arm, everything.
So
Yeah.
you could put them in the different
Anyway,
categories.
so a few days go by and the country calmed down. The Russians didn't paratroop in. There was a big procession down Washington, D.C. with Kennedy's body, and people finally took the boards off their windows, unlocked their doors, went back to work. And then one day I was in the post office getting my mail because we had so much mail for our magazine and stuff that we had a P.O. box at the post office. So I go into the post office and the postmaster calls me, hey Carpenter, come here. I go, oh shit, what have I done now? You know, man. So I go over there thinking I'm going to get bawled out for doing something wrong. He says, that bag over there is yours. Here's this big, thick, ugly, gray bag. And I go, what's that? He said, I don't know, but it's yours. It's got your name on it. Well, okay. I took this bag, it weighed about 50 pounds, and put it in the car, took it home, we opened it up, full of envelopes that we'd mailed out, with checks in every one of them. We're going, oh my God. For the next 3 weeks, we got bags of mail every day. With money for the listings, the advertising, extra copies of the directory, we were in
which
heaven.
was $2.
Yeah.
Wow.
Every day we got money. We got $10,000, $12,000, $13,000 in 1963. It's a lot of money.
My goodness.
So we published the book, and I thought, well, we mailed the copies out to everybody that had reordered it. And Wally Parks was having a hot rod show at the Pan Pacific Auditorium. I thought, well, those kids that go to that thing might want to buy this directory for a list of people that make racing parts, right? So I go down there on setup day. There's nobody there, just a few people putting up their booths, and I hear this voice down the hall saying, "Fuck you, Carpenter!" Oh, what did I do? You know, who's that? You son of a bitch! Whoa! So I look down the hall, and here's this little balding guy with glasses holding up my directory. I go down there, Dean Moon.
You ruined it.
You son of a bitch, you're going to put me out of business with this $2 book. I said, Dean, I didn't publish that to hurt you. The industry needs something like this. If I hadn't done it, somebody else would. Maybe, but you did it, you rat. You know? So anyway, we published the book. It was a big success. And then we followed it up with a monthly trade magazine called Speed and Custom Equipment News, or SCEN. So that thing went over real big, and right away I get a call from Peterson Publishing. What now, you know? So I go up there and meet with Fred Waingro, the president of the company. And he's sitting in the desk up high, and I'm sitting down real low. That's the old psychological trick. They're looking down on you, right? He said, well, it looks like you started something we should have done long ago. And he's holding up my hand.
He admitted that.
So I said, well, I guess. And he says, well, we'd like to have you on our team. And I said, well, what are you saying? He said, well, we're prepared to buy your magazine and give you a job here at Peterson Publishing, publishing your magazine under our banner. And we're prepared to give you $10,000 and a job for $1,100 a month. And I looked at him, I said, wow. I said, well, I'm flabbergasted that anybody would want to buy my magazine. Only 16 pages, like a newsletter at that time. I didn't come here to sell it, but I'm shocked and flattered, but I guess the answer is no. He said, what? I said, well, my directory got me about 13,000, and I've already got ad contracts for the next year's book in the 20,000 range. My first issue of the magazine only made $1,100 or so, but the second issue, which I have insertion orders for, already got $2,000 of insertion orders. Well, all right, we'll give you 20,000. But the salary has to be 1,100 because other publishers here, if you come in and make more than them, they're going to be upset. So the salary is 1,100, but we'll give you 20,000 in cash. I said, Fred, I didn't come here to sell my magazine. I said, give me a year or two to build it up into something decent, and then you can buy me out.
Uh-oh.
No, we want to get in on the ground floor. But he says, we have profit sharing, we have a pension plan, we have medical and dental and all that stuff. A lot of frenzies you may not have at home. Well, it's attractive, but I'm just not ready. He says, well, you may get some competition from some unexpected sources. Oops. Well, I'll take my chances. I said, a big company that might want to start something like this, it would take them time. In the meantime, I'll make more money every month. So I'm going to hang tight. So I left. So anyway, we came up with the idea for the trade show. I said, back up. Mickey Thompson, I was doing some extra work. I had my ad agency, he was one of my clients, but I was doing extra things for Mickey here and there. He called me from Indianapolis in May of '64. He had decided to go Indy racing. Now, I don't know how many of you know much about Indy racing, but there's a 33-car field. That's it, no more. And all these millionaires would hire people.
Elevator key.
Somebody needs an elevator
Give them an
key.
elevator key.
Who's
You've
gonna
got
give
the
him
key
an
there?
elevator?
The front desk.
I guess we're supposed to tell you to give him an elevator key, is that okay?
1507.
Pardon me? Chebec?
Yeah,
Yes, thank you.
1507.
No, you're doing fine, thank you very much. Thanks for the trouble.
Is it getting warm for everybody else?
Yeah. They're gonna put that light by inside the food. I'm gonna bring the food out so we can eat. Yeah, no, it's fine. No, and then we're gonna take a time out. I know they're not doing it, but I know everybody's hungry.
Anyway, so in Indianapolis, these millionaires would hire people to build them a race car, and they'd hire some veteran drivers, and the fastest 33 cars made the field, and had to go home.
Yeah.
So Mickey shows up with 7 cars, and he was a high school dropout. He went to 10th grade and quit, right? He used to drag race on the street for money. And he had a twin-engine, flathead, 34 sedan or something. And, he was really a unsophisticated guy. There were all these millionaires, and he brings 7 cars.
Yeah.
Well, he hired an amateur sports car racer who was really good, and 6 veteran drivers. 3 of them made the show. So these millionaires were really pissed. Oh my God. Anyway, so the big day comes. Oh no, back up a bit. He called me from Indy. He was back there with his 7 cars. And he said he had a brainstorm. He wanted to start a private trade show for his products only.
Oh, that's right.
And he wanted me to be in charge of it. So I said, well,
Move that stuff.
what do you want me to do? Well, first of all, get with
Yeah,
my
just you're having
secretary
it now.
and
Yeah, because the
work
guy
up
that,
2 mailing lists.
I'm with will be here in a minute.
An A list and a B list. An A list would be the big guys like
Not before 10 or 11.
all the big chain stores, the bigger warehouses.
We'll come meet you at your hotel, and we'll get you my copy.
I gotta continue this
You
afternoon.
do that? Okay.
Kathleen.
Story time. Good time. Dano going live.